One thing that always seems to go hand in hand with Halloween are horror movies. Nothing brings out the spooky or scary season than films that are made for the sole purpose of scaring the shit out of you. And it should be no surprise that yes, lost horror films are a thing. So sit back and relax as we dive into 5 lost horror movies. We're going to start with easily the most popular lost horror film, London After Midnight. London After Midnight was a 1927 silent film directed by Dracula director Todd Browning, and it starred silent movie icon Lon Chaney, who was most famous for portraying the Phantom in the first film adaptation of Phantom of the Opera and Quasimodo in the 1923's Hunchback of Notre Dame. The film was about the untimely death of Sir Roger Belfort, the head of a luxurious mansion, who was found dead with a suicide note. The head of the investigation is Professor Edward Burke, played by Lon Chaney. He asks people questions, including the last minute to see Roger Belfort alive, Sir James Hamlin, his neighbor. He also questions Belfort's butler. All the questions lead Burke to suspect Hamlin's nephew, Arthur Hibbs, of the murder. 5 years pass and the mansion is now decaying and is subject of ill omens. But the mansion has occupants, that being an old man named Roger Belfort and a ghostly woman renting from James Hamlin. Professor Burke comes back to the house to investigate stories of vampires being there. Unbeknownst to others though is that the vampire in question is Burke in disguise. With the use of hypnosis and makeup, Burke tricks Hamlet into revealing he was the one who murdered Sir Roger Belfort 5 years prior. The film faced some minor criticism upon release, citing the film as boring and that the film will only sell due to Lon Chaney's name being tied to it, as he was a massive star at the time. However, the film saw minor success, and critics even praised Chaney's makeup work as the old man. Sadly though, the film is speculated to have been destroyed after a fire at the MGM lot in the 1960s. The reason behind the fire has never been released, but it is speculated that it started by a spark in the nitrate film base used in film at the time. After this fire, MGM made more of an effort to preserve their work. Due to this fire, the film is fully lost, aside from a good handful of surviving stills. These stills were used in a reconstruction of the film in 2002. The reconstruction presented these stills in a slideshow format and had their original score produced by Roger Israel. The reconstruction itself was made by filmmaker and film archivist Rick Schmidlin. The reconstruction aired in 2002 on Turner Classic Movies and is included in the Lon Chaney Collection DVD set, but if you do not want to actually buy this reconstruction, it is also available on YouTube. Voodoo Heartbeat was an exploitation horror film that came out in 1973. The film also went by the name The Sex Serum of Dr. Blake and was written and directed by Charles Mizet. The film is about an experimental serum that turns a science into a fanged vampire-like monster, and it was shot at ATF Studios in Las Vegas. The film is lost due to there being no home release on VHS or DVD. All that is available are some still images, newspaper clippings, and posters. There is also a trailer on YouTube which shows some of the footage from the film. The likelihood of the film being found is low due to not many people knowing of the film's existence, as well as the film's director passing away nearly 2 decades ago. Heading back to the silent era of film, we got The Werewolf. The Werewolf is a 1913 silent film directed by Henry McKay and released by Universal Studios. The film is technically the first film in the Universal Monster series. The plot of the film is as follows. An Indian girl comes back to life after being dead for 100 years to look for the ghost of the man that took her boyfriend's life. To do this, she becomes a wolf. And yes, that film synopsis sounds just as bizarre as you think it does. No copies of the film were ever risen, as they were unfortunately destroyed in fires, meaning this film will most likely never be found. All we got to prove the film's existence is this poster and this newspaper clipping. Jesus, the silent era had a ton of lost media, eh? Honestly, I could probably make several of these lists videos on that topic alone. But The Golem was a 1915 German silent film that was written by, directed by, and starred Paul Wagner and Henry Galeen. The film was about a human-sized monster made from clay in Prague, who protected Jewish people from their persecutors. The monster is eventually brought back to life to use as a servant, but after falling in love with a woman, he goes on a murderous rampage. The film was lost shortly after its release, but by 2007, around 3.5 minutes of footage was uncovered and later uploaded to YouTube. Several sources, however, do claim that prints exist. In fact, an author named Elizabeth Baird claims in her book The Golem Redux from Prague to Post-Holocaust Fiction that another writer named Donald Glut knows a film collector in Europe who owns a copy. However, Donald never stated the source as of the recording of this video, so for now, we gotta take that with a grain of salt. So, something that seems to be common with lost films is lost deleted scenes, and horror is of course no exception to that. Once again, I could probably make a whole list of just that alone, but I decided since I wanted this video to be mostly lost films, that I would only include one entry for lost deleted scenes, and I decided to go with lost deleted scenes from a film called Jacob's Ladder. Jacob's Ladder was a 1990 thriller horror film about a Vietnam War vet named Jacob who has crazy flashbacks and hallucinations. The film was known for being very disturbing. In fact, so disturbing that 20 minutes of the film was cut after test screenings. 3 of those scenes were included on the DVD release, but 8 others are lost, and here are the scenes. 1. While in the subway bathroom, Jacob comes across a man R-wording another man. 2. Jacob, during one of the delivery routines, is seen eating a sandwich and reading a novel. He then sees one delivery bag begin to move. In the original script, it states that there may have also been a scene where a homeless man was sleeping in said bag, and Jacob takes him outside and gives him money. 3. A mute Jacob tries to scream. 4. A sex scene between Jacob and Jesse. During this, Jacob explains how he has demons. Jacob's confession can be seen in one of the trailers. 5. An extended scene of a reptilian Jesse dancing. A snippet of it can be seen in one of the trailers, but it is unknown how long the full cut was. 6. A scene showing one of Hell's hospital patients. 7. Jacob burns down the army headquarters with a torch. In Bravo's 100 Scariest Movie Moments, a picture of Jacob holding the torch is seen. 8. While looking for Michael, Jacob finds his disembodied head inside of a cabinet. Obviously, to understand the context of these deleted scenes, you'll have to watch the film, so you know who these characters are. Honestly, the description of this film alone makes me kind of want to look at it at some point down the road. However, I am not sure if a film like this would be YouTube appropriate. Gotta appease those YouTube guides, you know, but it's still a possibility. Anyways, that is where this video will end, and so does the end of our Halloween marathon. This was fun, and I hope you all enjoyed watching these videos as much as I enjoyed making them. More content will be coming next month, but I also gotta prepare for my Christmas marathon in December, so November may be a bit of a light month. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, if you like this video and want to see more like this one, then subscribe and ring the bell. Also like this video and comment down below, as the more engagement my videos get, the better. And lastly, if you want to be like our super patron Ryan Smith, then check out our Patreon. Just $1 or more a month will get you special perks such as video shoutouts and early screenings of our videos. Anyways, I gotta go. Happy Halloween from Obscure Media TV, and we'll be back soon. Take care.